Is the Clear You session, and we're also going to be increasing your life force and frequency of vibration. So I'm Marlene Allen, and I am the midlife mentor, also a master quantum health activator. And one of my specialties is clearing energy. Now, you may have heard of the law of attraction. It works by attracting to you what you send out, and it actually works both ways. So the beneficial and the not so beneficial. So if you have a lower frequency of vibration in the like 100 to 200 range, for example, fear and other low vibration emotions, then you're attracting to yourself what you're putting out. So these are low vibration emotions, and you're attracting that type of low vibe circumstances. So they could be attachments, entities, they could be people, situations, experiences. So it's also called the field of amplification. So you're amplifying what you're sending out. So your frequency of vibration affects the performance of your body and your health, and it's totally dependent on what your level of frequency is, okay, your health. So when you surround yourself with high frequency energy, then your health improves. So if your level is still in the average range, that's why we see, health deteriorating so fast, and where we're more susceptible to illness and disease and attachments. Okay, so the vibration that a person embodies is actually the energetic signature that reflects the vibration that you've mastered so far in this human body. So vibrational signatures for a human can range from, well, zero, I would say no, not. We wouldn't be alive. So anything above zero and to 1,000 plus. Okay, so zero being the low end or the dark end of human expression, and 1,000 or better being a real high elevated essence of humankind and able to do some miracles. Okay, so the average person, they say, moves fewer than 8 points up the energetic scale in a lifetime. So what you've accomplished prior to coming into this life largely determines the energetic signature that they access during their lifetime. So if you start out at 280, you could die at 288. Okay, but with quantum activations, I'm going to save you 200 years and maybe some additional lifetimes by raising your frequency now. Okay, today I have read everybody's frequency of vibration, and we are going to get those numbers higher for you today. And once we release the entity attachments, that's normally what happens too. It will go up on its own. However, I'll read what it is then, and then I will go ahead and raise them additionally, increase them. Okay, so an energetic life force upgrade is also critical. So this energy ball that's inside of us surges to fuel our flame. So without that, we would just peter out in age. So this really is a secret to longevity. Life force provides the energy to the body. So, and it's a reflection of your health or not. So, and it's usually lost as we age. And when DNA programs of DNA of degeneration or illness occur, then life force reduces, and it doesn't return to 100%, not on its own. Okay, so that's what I do. But it usually, I don't see anybody coming in at 100%. I usually never do. So, and it begins to lose its force at around age 25. Unfortunately. And then also too, if you have major surgeries and you have that anesthesiology, that reduces you to 1%. Okay. And then when you come out of it, yes, it goes up, but it never returns to 100% or even really what you were before that. A lot of people don't know that, but there's different things that you can do that would affect your life force. So your mind, what your thoughts are. Okay. So it's if you think that you're going to get cancer and die, then hey, maybe that's what could happen. Okay, so it's your mind and your thoughts and your beliefs that have some bearing over actual experiences. Okay, so another thing that can increase or affect your life force is your connection to source or God. Okay, so prayer is a good way to increase this too. So, and quantum healings, that's what I'm doing today. So working in the quantum, and or possession of your body by entity attachments. And this is what we're talking about today. So your life force is reduced by the occupation of the body from evil spirits, entities, demons. There's quite a few here. I've got a list of 6 different varieties, 7 if you're counting the machine energy. So much of your life force is your conscious choice. So how do you know if you have an entity attachment or just a lack of energy? Well, good question. Everything is energy, and everything has the potential to affect our biofield. And that's the field that surrounds everything, including your environment and the space that you occupy. Okay, so I'm going to start the clearing now while I'm speaking to you about different things that you can do yourself in regards to keeping your field clean, and just going over the experiences of what it is to have an attachment. Okay, so I'm going to start the clearing so that I can make sure that we are complete by the end of the session here. So I have counted everything up individually, and then I added it up as a total for everyone here on the session. So we have accounted for 9 transmortals, and just a brief description of what they can cause. They can cause illness, nerve problems, digestive issues. They can keep people in fear, and other things. And there's also alien type variety, an alien 7 was what we call it. And I'm counting 3,338 as a collective group here. And what they do is they can cause uninvited thoughts, body ownership issues, and they can rule over our thoughts. So they dwell in perception mainly. So if there's thoughts that don't feel like yours, something that you wouldn't normally think that you would think, that isn't you. Okay, so that's what these things do. I also have 32 of what we call entities, and these generally can inhabit, like a weak or sick part of your body, and then they actually own that area, so that healing can become slowed or sometimes just totally impossible to heal. Okay, so that's what they do. I'm also counting 17 of an alien 1 type, and alien 1s can cause negative thoughts. Occupied. People are occupied with survival issues, so they're into their survival and basic needs. Okay, into that real low vibration. That's like the root chakra. Okay, I'm also counting 16 demons. Okay, a demon is like the opposite, pretty much. Well, it's from the angelic realm, but they're no angels. Okay, so they can cause pain. So if people have pain in their bones or nerves, other areas, they could also cause dark thoughts, and they can stimulate evil behaviors. So not only just things that you're thinking, but they can cause people to do things of a dark nature. Okay, and then I've counted 9 evil spirits, and they can cause issues with physical and emotional health. They can also be issues in love and relationship. So there's also what we call nano intelligence, and that's a machine energy, and everybody this session today has that, and it's not a surprise really, because it's picked up from computers or mobile phones, tablets, that kind of thing. They alter the DNA in the blood. Okay, they work in the blood, and their aim then is to take over the meridians of the body too, which is the energy transportation pathways. So we've got to clear that out of the bloodline, and then also out of the DNA. And now these attachments can also, and do, they leave anchors. Okay, so anchors are things such as implants or seeds, or those might be the couple of common ones that you may have heard of, but there's more. And DNA is another one. They splice into the DNA. That's another anchor. So there's other different anchors that I'm picking up that these things leave. They're kind of like homing devices, so that if we clear, when we clear the entity or attachment, and if we don't clear the anchor, then they can come back in through that anchor and reestablish. Okay, so I clear the anchors then too as well. So these will not come back. Now, I don't live in your body and I don't live your life. So, will others come in and take their place? Well, that's possible. But I'm going to give you some information today on how you can protect yourself and things that you can do and lifestyle that will elevate your awareness of your body and what you're doing. Also, by increasing your life force and your frequency of vibration, you'll be far less at risk to connect with these things again. So, as we said in the first slide about the law of attraction, if we are vibing with some low vibe emotions or actions and the way that we believe things or think about things or talk to people, then yes, then if you want to lower yourself to that, again, that's totally up to you. And you could then again attract some type of vibration. So being aware though, however, is a big key here. So now that you're aware that these things exist, then we can be more able to protect ourselves just out of that awareness. So good for you. You're becoming aware today. So since everything is energy, words become full expressions of energy. Okay, so every word we say carries its own power and intention. So are they lower vibe words such as I hate you? Okay, you may have seen that the ice crystals that the Japanese, and his name escapes me, but he's has the water and he freezes it in the ice crystals. If you say something like I hate you, the ice crystals are real ugly looking when they're frozen. And the water, if you say things to a glass of water, for instance, and then freeze it, if you say I love you and some beautiful things, that ice crystal is beautiful. Okay, so you can physically see what words do. And you can Google that. It's really interesting. So the lower vibration obviously can attract low vibe pests. So attachments can cause aches and pains. Like we said, demons, they cause a lot of aches and pains. And non-beneficial energy can also occur when someone is sick or if our life force drops and we're more at risk. So just to let you know, we are clearing these out right now. A lot of them are moving out. Okay, so drink some water, keep the water going, and we'll move on. So they can attach to our energy field, they can invade our personal space, and they can come along for the ride, essentially is what they're doing here, and taking our energy. Okay, so they drain our energy, they cause illness, nerve problems, digestive issues, fear, they can cause uninvited thoughts, body ownership issues, they can rule our thoughts, they can inhabit weak or sick parts of our body, and like we said, that they can own that area, so it becomes slow or impossible to heal. And they obviously work with negative thoughts. They can cause physical issues, emotional health, mental health, love, relationship issues, pain, as we already talked about, evil behaviors, and a lot more. So watching scary movies or violence. Now, broadcast television is broadcast in the frequency of fear. So that can invite these pests in. And if you go back to that slide, like I think it's the third slide, where we showed the chart for 0 to 1,000 on the frequency scale, then you can see that fear is way down. Okay, it's a very low vibe emotion. So watching anything violent or, real horror films, and not even that, just watching some of the news on TV, seriously, these things come through, okay? Because the liquid crystal on the screen, on the screen or on the computer monitor, same thing. They come through that real easy, okay? So, and there's things that on the internet, like websites that have a real low vibe. Okay, so just depends what the owners of that site, what they're about. Okay, so that's interesting. You probably never heard of that before. But carrying negative attitude or attitudes is a surefire way for you to allow these to attach to you. So this is kind of funny. They didn't want this person to come into the office with such negative energy because she thought that they're attracting demons into the office. Yeah, right. What do you know? Bad attitude. So bad attitudes usually carry these attachments. So anyone you see like that, you want to be careful around them or just leave the room. I usually do not stay where I feel these things, okay? Crossing multiple planes of reality, many of these influences can move or operate interdimensionally. Okay, because I already mentioned we had Alien 7 and Alien 1 going on here for a lot of people, okay? Almost everybody had the Alien 7. Just to let you know, you all had that. So yes, they operate interdimensionally. And this is regardless of whether or not the people in the home or office are aware of that interference or whether they believe in the existence of such an influence. It makes no difference what you believe. If you don't believe in electricity, you can still flip the light switch and it will still come on. You don't have to believe it. It's just there, okay? It works regardless of belief there. So not knowing of its existence doesn't mean it's not there. So as a matter of fact, this is the way they operate. They operate under the radar. Okay, so to be able to live off your human energy, to have a body. So, which they do not have here in this dimension. So they require our human bodies to live. Okay, so certain places are dirtier than others, like bars, nightclubs, Vegas. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on Vegas. So if you spend time in these surroundings, you are exposed to greater than average energetic contamination. You bring this home with you, and now it's in your space, and you could possibly transfer this to your family. And people do. Children and family members can be affected by attached entities at any time. So in fact, some children have a real talent for attracting unwanted energies. And so whatever their origin, these entities can have a very negative impact on a person's life, causing misery and suffering for some individuals. And they operate covertly, as we said, so seeking to manipulate people into thoughts or behavior that keep people away from their true path in life. So that's the sad part. They just keep us down and off purpose. And without energy, we don't feel like it. We just want to rest, okay? So, and you may believe that you're exercising your free will. And you are in a way, but those, whose game is it that you're really playing? Okay, so it's sad because I personally see it every day, and people are just not aware that what they're saying or doing is really not them. Okay, so their lives are not all they could be. They're feeling unfulfilled, unhappy, depressed. They're not getting ahead, and they just write it off as getting old or a crabby boss or the weather, the economy, or whatever. So, these couch potatoes, they move in and they take over. Okay, so just knowing what is there is freedom. So you guys know, so congratulations. You could be drained of energy during the day, and you could have trouble sleeping at night. And your mind could be filled with head trash and negative thoughts about yourself or your situation or others. Now, 70% of us have some form of uninvited guest or pest. Not really a guest, but a pest. And they steal our energy, and whether we're aware of it or not. So we're really not sure sometimes what it is that's sapping our energy or distracting us or causing these aches, pains, or negative thoughts. And a lot of people just don't know how to stop it, unfortunately. So similar to bed bugs, where you can't see them, but they're there, multiplying and infesting your bed, there may be stuck or dark energy, essentially low vibe pests that are in your personal energy field. So that's what we're clearing today in your personal energy field. So because we can't see it, we aren't aware what they're doing to us. But if we could, there's no doubt we would clean these guys out. So most people don't see them. Doesn't mean they're not there. They just exist behind the veil of other beings on other different level of consciousness and existence. So as we go through our lives, unresolved traumas and emotions add up, which weaken our energy field. And they lower our frequency of vibration and our life force, as we talked about. And a loss of personal power causes us to become vulnerable to these lower level beings that match our same low vibration. So once inside of our energy field, they're able to influence us and affect our emotions, our beliefs, our thoughts, our actions, our habits, and our energy level. And many of them cause pain and attach to areas on our body that are the weakest. So the law of attraction then, like we said, it works by attracting to you what you send out. So, and it does work both ways, the beneficial and the not so beneficial. So, again, if you have a lower frequency of vibration, say in the 1 or 200 range, then you resonate with fear and other low vibe emotions. So, what are you attracting to yourself when you're putting out such a low vibe? So, these low vibe issues, such as aches and pains, negative thoughts, and anger, and more, that's the field of amplification, amplifying what you're sending out. So it is our responsibility to be aware of our words, our thoughts, our beliefs, and our behaviors, and our habits. Totally responsible. This is our responsibility. We're not taught this as much as we should, but this is what happens when we are just we're just not conscious of it, and we're kind of sloppy a lot of times. But know that it does have consequences. So people with attachments can experience pain, dark thoughts, dread, fear, worry, and anxiety. So they can also cause depression, negative thinking. They don't feel like themselves. There may be a chaos energy that they feel. There could be they could hear noises. Maybe they see flashes. Maybe they do unusual activities, or they feel sad or hopeless. Now, one of the reasons that we clear these out before doing any of our work in the endocrine system is because, anxiety could be contributed to the adrenal glands, or depression could be contributed to hypothyroidism. So we want to make sure that none of these things are a cause of the issues for a low functioning gland, for example. So these are the first things that I clear out from anybody before doing any work with a client. So these can come in a variety of ways, but low vibe frequencies attract low vibe beings. Okay, so if there's nothing else that you can get from this today, just remember low vibe frequencies attract low vibe beings. And benefits of clearing these out. Yes, you'll feel different. You're gonna have, you can have better health. You can feel energized. Obviously, that would be what they do is they take our energy. So now we can have our own energy back, and we could eliminate or lessen physical pain. We could have much clearer thinking and improved sleep. There could be reduced sense of overwhelm, regarding your situation. Obviously, a minimization of invasive energies. Improve physical strength, stamina. You could be stronger, more stable, positive emotional states. You could experience more moments of love, joy, bliss, and increase ease in your efforts to manifest positive outcomes in life. So now you don't have these stops in your way. Less sick days, more creativity, motivation, be energized, feeling lighter, focused, and attracting opportunities to you. So once you're cleared of energy interference, then I raise your life force and your frequency of vibration to change what you're attracting. So life can flow with ease. You could be more in line with synchronicities and attraction of your desires. So the higher your frequency, the more synchronicities will come into your life. Things will just start happening for you. So we've already begun the quantum activations. Go out into nature and get in touch with your natural rhythms, with her natural rhythms, Mother Earth. So when you're clear today, a good thing would be to drink water, like we said, but get out into the nature. You could even take, I don't know where you live, if it's winter or summer, but you could even take your shoes off and ground, just stand on Mother Earth and ground your energies. That's a good thing to do every day, actually. And you'll get some great energy from nature. So yes, drink plenty of water now and all throughout the day today to help flush out these toxins. So now you can take back your power and your life, and you can move in the direction that you'd love to go. So you can be productive and abundant, the way humans were designed to be. And this is our true authentic selves. We weren't designed to be controlled and manipulated by anyone, but we're here to experience love and joy. And to experience the experience, that is our true reason for being here. Okay, so people think they have a purpose, and yes, they may have a purpose, but they could actually have several purposes. Okay, but our main purpose here is to experience our experiences in love, in heartness, in joy, in bliss. That is the true nature of humans. Okay, we're not supposed to be here to suffer, to sacrifice, to make other people happy. No. And there's no such thing as being selfish. Now, of course, there's narcissism and some extremes. You don't want to go there either. But we are here to be happy. Okay, so remember that. So, how can you protect yourself? One of the big things is to claim, I am sovereign. Just state that. I am sovereign. Nothing belongs in my field. I am the only one allowed in my field. I am sovereign. Okay, you can state that anywhere, at any time. If you're feeling uneasy, if there's people around you, you don't actually have to verbalize it, but just think it in your head or whisper it or whatever you want to do. But just claim your sovereignty, because we are sovereign. You could actually put a bubble around you, okay, with like a cobalt blue flame around the edges. So just imagine that you have a bubble that completely surrounds you. And with this flame around the edges, that nothing can touch you. So you can do this like when you walk into a place that could have a lower vibe, like anywhere. That could be anywhere. I mean, just going to the grocery store. You don't know who's in there. You know, you're walking, pushing your cart next to. You have no idea. Out in crowds, big groups of people. There's a lot of stuff flying around. And like I said, Vegas, or bars, nightclubs, that kind of thing. They don't call drinks spirits for nothing, okay? And a lot of places are dirtier than others. Now, I've seen some bars that had a real good vibe, a real good feel. And there's actually places that I clear. I clear energy. I clear ghosts. I clear the dark energies from business. So if a business has just been cleared or keeps their maintenance up on that kind of thing, then you will feel the difference for sure. And these are businesses that are attracting people instead of repelling them and making them irritated. I'm sure you can come up with a few examples of when you felt irritated being somewhere and you really weren't sure why. There could be dark energies, ghosts, anything in your space. Another good thing would be laughter. Okay, so it not only boosts your energy, but it also releases endorphins, which keep you energized. And this actually also raises your frequency and raises the frequency of your space wherever you happen to be around you. So laughter is always a positive, okay? Then you can soak in an Epsom saltwater bath. Epsom salts, they just something about them, they repel negative energies. So you could have a little candlelit bath, a little soak, some music, always some beautiful music would actually repel negative energies as well. Peace, love, joy. These are high vibe words. So anything on that scale, which you'll get the recording here so you can go back, but anything on that scale, they show love is in the center there at 500. So love or above is what they say is a great frequency. Love, 500 on the Aurochs scale is essential oils. If you get rose in an essential oil with anything with rose in it, that has a 500 rating. Okay, so even the words, just saying love, peace, joy, okay, they bring up your vibration. Now, Deanne, she sent me this after having a session with me, and she said that before she met me, she didn't feel like herself. And she was not, believe me. So she always caught herself saying, "This isn't me." And she felt depressed, angry, unsure of herself, always worried about, do I fit in? She was unhappy with her love life and then, where she was going in life. So this was going on for years, she said, until she met me. And then after I was cleared, I felt a dark cloud lifted and the world lifted off my shoulders. And she's at peace with herself now. She's no longer angry or unhappy about her love life, and life is good. And negative thoughts came to an end. And she's no longer insecure with herself. And she can't thank me enough. What a blessing you are. That was Deanne. She's doing great. So lift the dark energy and see clearly.